diversity, about diversity is is an important part of your job. So, working with a team, can you bring to us some experience about you are improve, engage, thinking diversity?
Oh, absolutely. Coming from small town Mississippi, I was used to one specific demographic. Everybody looked like me, everybody talked like me. It was comfortable. Once I got thrown in the United States Air Force, it was a culture shock because now you're dealing with so many different ethnicities, nationalities, races, and then you start to see the way that you were raised isn't like everyone else and how they were raised. And I say that to say, now imagine when you have that diversity sitting at a table. You think your way is the right way until you hear someone else's perspective. And the first thing you think is like, I never thought of that. It kind of makes sense. And so now you get to pass that around more and more and more. And so it works out. We just did an article for my safety shop right now, and we're a 5-man shop. And in that 5-man shop, one, you have 4 generations in the workforce
Mm.
from Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z, and Boomer on the other side. But not only that, you have an African American, you have someone from from Scotland, Scottish roots, Canadian roots, uh, Mexican Salvadorian roots, Philippine roots. That alone, when we us
Mm.
five come to a table, and just imagine the culture, the backgrounds, the upbringings, the different spread out pieces of the United States of America, you're going to you're going to get, man, just a clash of perspective but that's beneficial. And it
Yes.
makes and it's that's to me is the man, that's the epitome of diversity. And that's one thing, if nothing else, the millions of things that the military get right, that's to me, one of the things that's out front. You're going to be in a diverse network of everybody. And you have no choice but to get along and try to find some common ground because we know what we're pretty much there for and what we signed up for. It's a volunteer basis. And so we know, hey, this can work.
In this kind of environment, what is the role of a safety manager?
The environment, just the
Like
climate period.
multicultural generation, so diversity. So how you watch your role today,
Mhm.
and how you describe the challenges of this role?
This role is everything. I think this role is one of the biggest things, and Dr. Tranter kind of hit on it so eloquently today in her seminar. The technical Tom, mm-mm. You can pull up standards and regulations and guidance from everywhere. If you don't really have, I don't really like call them core competencies. I think they're life competencies. But if you don't know how to relate to people, I think you're going to be in for a shock. And we noticed that we were very in my organization, we were very compliance driven. Within the last couple of years, we tripled, quadrupled down on HOP, human and organizational performance. Because what we're facing right now, we no longer could just rule with the iron fist. We had to really get to know people. People make mistakes. We had to blame fixes nothing. Learning is vital. Um, the way leadership responds matter. uh, Outcomes, for context drive outcomes. Once we embedded those 5 processes, it's pretty much the way we live now because it works. No one no one knows how to do the work better than that person. And it took me a long time in my ways to be, I'm a big CSP guy, and I went to school for such and such, and I'm credentialed, and I have stakeholder buy-in, and I know the business side. But yet, that person who's working day in and day out on that specific thing that I'm trying to tell them to not do, who am I? They know exactly what they're doing. So now we had, you know what? It may be time to look at our culture. It may be time to look at our safety management system. It may be time to look at the way we're doing business. And once I start as everyone else listening to the Sidney Deckers and Todd Conklins. I'm like, man, this kind of makes sense. I want to look into this a little bit more. And once I did that, that was it. We seen our wing just take a totally different shape based on the members, who work there, and far more just coming through, pointing out things that's wrong, but just trying to really understand that local rationale. That person did that for a reason. Let's just find out that reason. Maybe we're doing it wrong. And once we find out the reason to why, it make us go back and open up our books and say, we've been getting it wrong. They've been getting it right. And so we very much in tune with the black line, blue line. Like, we know how work imagine's supposed to go, but even if they're dodging in and out, if they're doing it safe, risk-based decision making, if they're trying to still make sure they pull it off and get the job done effectively and efficiently, that's really the outcome, and that aligns with strategic outcome, for what we do.